right, y'all. It's time to get the show started. Welcome to Box Seats. Today's Thursday. It's the Thursday edition of Box Seats. This is the show where we talk a lot about sports, except we do it with comedians, and the comedians end up giving us their take on what's going on in the sports world. We have some great conversations. First up is my man, Talent. As you guys know, been in the comedy game for a very long time. Brother, what's going on? How you pop? What's poppin'?
Everything, man. Everything going on, brother, over here in South Kakalaki, baby.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. My man Fig is up next. Fig, what's going on, man? What's popping?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling good, man. Just feel bad for my man Talent. When you getting out?
Next up is my man Rodney Perry. Rodney Perry, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
What's up, man? Just got back from Dallas. Had a great time out there last night.
Yeah, you look tired and sound tired. Sound like you. All right, man. We're gonna get the show started because first thing I want to say is I saw this first thing on the COVID Report Talent Minute, and I started to shake my head. But I did think about conversations we've had. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Bradley Beal got placed in the COVID protocols. His Tokyo status is now in limbo, but he caught COVID while he was with the Olympic team, which you know what that means, bro. You see where I'm going with this, Talent? Players on the team, COVID. Now, will we expect to get the chip? So, what's your thoughts?
That sounds like a mass quarantine about to happen. Like, what do they call it? Contact tracing.
Right.
That's one thing. The second thing that strikes me, Frank, it was just yesterday when you quoted Bradley Beal of how tough it was playing against these European teams, these other teams.
Right.
Maybe it ain't that tough. Maybe COVID.
Maybe he did lose his strength on that, but that's a good possibility. Fig, what's your thoughts on Bradley Beal now having the protocol, COVID protocol?
It's only just begun. This is the beginning. This is the beginning.
Yeah.
Japan told you we in trouble. We got an epidemic type situation going on. This COVID has reached epidemic proportions. We don't want no fans from out of the country. We don't want no fans from in the country. If you come here, you got to quarantine for 5 days. And as soon as your event is over, you got to be out of here within 2 days. We don't want nobody here. We just want the money.
All right. Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts? Because the crazy thing about it is I think Bradley Beal was vaccinated. What's your thoughts on this?
You know what? When you get your ass beat, you do want to be get your ass tore up by them Africans. And now all of a sudden you got COVID. Really? Come on, Brad. Take your ass whooping like a man.
You know the funny thing is his camera froze, like he was still looking at him like really? Like
yo.
That was funny. Hilarious.
The Africans are the one that gave him the COVID. That's
not funny. That's not funny.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because then you're gonna start to white folks gonna start. Yeah, that's not funny.
All right, Stephen A.
Sorry, that's not funny. That is not funny. And I will be in my show tomorrow, unlike Stephen A., who was missing after he said that Otani joke. He was mysteriously missing the next day. All right, man. Now, yesterday morning, we jumped on the show. We were talking about Richard Sherman, but now the things have been revealed. A lot has been revealed on what happened. Talent. He was over his in-laws' house. He was under the influence of alcohol. While he was doing that, he got in some kind of tussle with his wife's uncle. She was saying he was wrestling him on the ground and fighting and all that. And she's called 911 and ended up saying that he's hurting my uncle, and he even threatened to hurt himself. He gets in the car and then has a hit and run and leaves the scene. What's your thought about that, Talent, when you hear about the Richard Sherman details now that we already know what's going on with Richard Sherman? What's your thoughts on this?
See what I'm saying? I told you it had to be something. Your concern yesterday was the whole no bail thing. I said it had to be something. Like, that's not normal. Like, they had to have some more details for a judge to go, you know what? Let's hold this guy for a second. You know what I mean? And if it was a hit and run, the hold was probably for was this wait for the test results to get back. Was he drinking or something?
Right. Oh, he definitely was drinking.
But that's what the hold is for. Like, if they suspect that, they will hold you. You know, let's not just jump and let this guy bail out, and then we have a problem. You know, going ahead if we want to prosecute or whatever. Let's hold for a second and see what these tests say. How not only were you under influence, how bad?
Yeah, and speaking of what he just said of how bad, it seems like Fig that Richard Sherman was really bad. We got a caller up in here too who's going to join the show in a second. Julio, stay tight. I'm gonna come to you in a second. Fig, talk to me. Tell me exactly what you think now, since more of the details are revealed about Richard Sherman.
Man, the thing is that they said that he had drank an extreme amount of alcohol, like knocked down 2 bottles. That's boy, I'm surprised that he was able to stand up, let alone get into a fight or drive. I'm surprised that he was even conscious. Man, that's like alcohol poisoning. You could kill yourself with that much alcohol. I'm surprised that he was able to do anything. But, you know, the first thing that crossed my mind, is this a possible CTE type situation? Because it's completely out of character from what we know from Richard Sherman.
All right, Rodney Perry, since that's what he said, what's your thoughts on this? Fig's right. He drank 2 big bottles, and then he left his in-laws and got in the car, but he did so much damage at his in-laws, they let him get in the car. You know what I mean? And then he drove away, and then he hit somebody, and then left the car where he was at. What's your thoughts, Rodney?
Get your drunk ass out of here, Richard. You get out of here, Richard. Messing up the barbecue. Get your man. Get your man, Pam. Get your man.
Get your man.
I'll whoop his ass. Look, we've all seen this at family functions, man. Richard, you let him come because he pays for everything. But you got to put a cap on how much liquor the man can drink. And he's a really good guy, and he's so outspoken that the powers that be was definitely looking to seize the opportunity to really come down on him. So I'm glad that the details are coming out. But what we are to do as Black men in America is always stay on our P's and Q's and remain responsible. When you're responsible for the people he's responsible for, I'm sure he's a millionaire. You don't have the luxury of being out of pocket like this.
Right.
And so I hope this blows over and there's not an extreme backlash for him. But at the outset, I was hearing everything. I was hearing domestic violence. I was hearing a lot of those buzzwords that really gets guys in trouble. So it's good to know he was whooping his uncle ass instead of his wife.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of domestic violence issues in the next couple of stories too, including this one. But we got to call it. Like I said, if you want to join the show, you can click that link and join the show. Look like we got my man Julio Diaz. Julio, thank you for joining.
Julio Diaz, my friend, how are you?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Good.
What's up, man? Julio? So Julio, man, what's your question, bro? What you got for the fellas?
Oh, yo, Talent didn't prepare me. Talent told me I had to have a question.
What's your thoughts on the whole Richard Sherman thing?
What's your thoughts? Question, thoughts, whatever.
I like how you guys are saying it's really out of character. Like from what I know about Richard Sherman, very Carlton-ish from Fresh Prince. So right. I was surprised to hear this from Richard Sherman. I didn't think this, So he didn't beat up his wife. He beat up his father-in-law.
He beat up his uncle-in-law. Uncle-in-law, yeah.
Uncle-in-law, I feel like that's too far to get a charge. Father-in-law, mother-in-law. If you're an uncle-in-law, I feel like that's a fair fight. I don't think there should be no domestic.
You're uncle-in-law. That's your ass.
Uncle.
So he left the scene too. He got in the car, ran and hit somebody, and left the scene. And left the car too. You know what I mean? He left the scene and left the car. So there's that too.
He hit him.
But we ain't sure if he was driving at all.
Nobody's sure, but it's his car. It's his name. They saw him get in the car. They saw him leave the premises. He hit somebody.
He did that. How you know I was there? How you know I was there? Anybody seen me? Can you prove it? How you know it wasn't me?
He sounded just like that too. He sounded just like that.
Sound a lot like the Tiger Woods situation. You get drunk and get in the car and run into something. The only thing that was missing from this is the golf club.
Yeah. So Julio, you got other statements, something you want to make? Because I thank you for joining the show, bro.
Thank you guys for having me.
When you say sports, what comes to mind, Julio? You say in sports, what comes to your mind?
Right now, I was so sure that the Suns were gonna beat the Bucks. Now, after seeing that last game, I don't know. Giannis is going crazy. I don't even know if, I was like, Chris Paul about to really, he deserves it. Now I'm like, oh, I don't know. That boy from Greece put in that work. I don't know if so rightfully Chris's anymore. So
And you know what? You know what I think, Julio, man? I'm glad you brought that up. This is the thing, and I've been saying this, the guys think I'm a maniac for this, but I swear somebody in the room typing up these stories, man. It looked like Phoenix was running away, and all of a sudden they go, pull out a sheet of paper and go, nope.
Yeah. We're gonna talk more about the NBA Finals soon. Let's get to these stories first because the NBA Finals will take up a large portion of this thing. Fig, hold that thought. Don't write it down if you got to. Don't forget that thought. But Julio, thank you for joining the show, man. We appreciate you for taking out the time.
Thanks for popping in, man.
Thank you, Julio.
Julio in the building. Yo, Diaz. Yo, what up, son?
Thank you, Julio. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Let's keep this show moving on, man. I want to next talk about the next domestic violence. I thought this was a sports show, but the next domestic violence issue happened with QB Dwayne Haskins because Dwayne Haskins has now been in the news because his wife punched him and knocked his tooth out. And it happened when they were supposed to go to Las Vegas and renew their vows. And next thing you know, the police are called to their Las Vegas hotel room. There's blood all over the room. His tooth is knocked out, and nobody knows what happened. So, Talent.
Somebody know what happened.
Talent, what's your thoughts on this, bro?
First of all, I don't mean to laugh. Part of my laughter, but why is there a double standard on domestic violence? Like when a woman knocked his tooth out, for some reason, it's funny. But
no, she's going to jail.
She probably go to jail, but when you hear that, he was supposed to do this, and she knocked his tooth out. I'm like, damn. Let me tell you something. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I mean, they got to approach this thing, all jokes aside, the same way they would if it was vice versa. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of times, because this rhetoric is out there of this invisible rule book of the man should never put his hands on a woman, you do have a lot of women out there that say, I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to push you. I'm going to spit on you. I'm going to smack you. I'm going to punch you because you can't do nothing to me. So I think it's a double standard in both ways. But this, man, you missing a tooth, bro. That's, you know how much a tooth costs?
But not,
yeah.
But Fig, let's not forget, like I heard what Talent saying, let's not forget neither that some of these NFL players, they do take it to the tilt because what's the running back name from Baltimore Ravens? He knocked his wife out in the elevator, got caught on camera.
Ray Rice.
Rice, yeah. So Fig, what's your thoughts when you hear about his wife knocked his tooth out, busted his lip, everything so bad that he had to report it to the Pittsburgh Steelers because he looks like he won't report on time for training camp next week.
This ain't good, man. This is what happened. If you're in a relationship and you messing around, you cannot let your wife see your cell phone. That's what it is. She saw his cell phone and saw some messages or some pictures or something like that. He said, oh, you want to renew your vows? Look at this phone. Look, who is this witch on this phone? Like, who is she? I ain't going nowhere with you. You know how much a tooth costs? A tooth is thousands of dollars, man. You can't just be, listen, you get 2 sets of teeth. You understand? You get the baby teeth, you get the permanent set. And when you lose those 2, God be like, you're on your own, son.
Roger Perry, what's your thoughts?
This is the thing, man. So first of all, let's not get tied up in the fact that this young lady is just violent and she need to go to jail. You can't put your hands on nobody. You cannot put your goddamn hands on nobody. Just because she a woman, she can live. I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. So anyway, yeah, man, it is domestic violence, and I'm looking at hello. I'm looking to get out of it. Any ladies out there that want to holler at your boy.
Rodney Perry is a complete and utter mess, man.
Oh, God.
You're a mess. You're now y'all thought that was it. That was it. Okay. Well, there's another domestic violence thing. Another one. The first 3 stories.
What you looking at? What you looking at? Damn it.
Here's gonna make sure nobody hit me.
Right.
Here's the third one. The third one is Trevor Bauer is about to get kicked off the LA Dodgers from an incident that happened weeks ago. Remember, I brought this up last week. I brought this up last week about the LA Dodgers pitcher, and he had got some sexual issues with some kind of woman and everything. Details they were sketchy. Here are the details now. He met the chick on Instagram, invited her up to his room. They had sex. Then he said, "Hey, you mind if I choke you?" She said, "Yeah, no problem."
Mind if I choke you?
She said, "Yeah, no problem." Now he chokes her. Now here's the funny part. And I'll be the laugh, but then he chokes her, and then she's coming at him with charges. Now the crazy thing is, it's one thing if you choking a chick you've been with and everything else. He just met the chick on Instagram. Just met her. So we come up to this hotel room. Let's little. Just do a little something. And
what's that move? Do that move one more time.
You don't know nothing about that move. You don't know nothing about that move. I'm gonna stop before I be the 4th domestic violence case.
Yeah.
Talk about
right.
Because I'll be like, yeah, sorry about y'all. We can't talk about the news right now. I can't make tomorrow's show.
Right.
But tell me what you think about Trevor Bauer. Should he get kicked off the Dodgers? Right now, they're having serious discussions about kicking him off the team.
Well, I don't think it should go that deep. But my bigger question is, one thing I do know, and I wasn't even there, I know it didn't play out like that. I know that nobody said, "You mind if I choke you a little bit?"
Just a little bit.
That's never been said in the history of choking. Everybody know you ease your hand up. You're making love and you play around here and you get and she'll give you a look to say, "Oh yeah," or "Hey, hell's wrong with you?" I think she gave him "Oh yeah," and then he went a little harder. And I can guarantee you,
hand up like this.
and I can guarantee you, if she pressing charges, she didn't have an orgasm.
Wow. Fig, your thoughts. Wow.
He's right. You know what you said, Frank? The funny part about it is you said that they had sex, and then after the fact, he said, "Can I choke you?" See, that's where you messed up. What we forget about these athletes is that they're young guys. You know what I mean? And young guys don't really get they don't really have their thing all the way together. What Talent was saying is, in the midst of having intercourse is when the choking is supposed to happen, not after the fact. Because you choke after, that's assault. During, that's erotic.
That's called fun.
Yeah, he got the whole thing mixed up. He got the choking part in, but he just got it out of sequence. So this is an out of sequence type situation. So you can't be fired because you got your choking out of sequence.
Rodney Gray, what's your thought?
Well, for the record, it's called autoerotic asphyxia. And it's definitely a thing.
Tell us, Professor Perry. Tell us.
Yeah. I'm
It's definitely a thing, and I think Talent alluded to the fact that you kind of don't ever ask, you just do it. And when he asked, I think that's when the problem came out, because if you're gonna choke somebody, you just choke them. You never say, "May I choke you?" And because it gives the person a chance to say no. And so the reality is, man, should the man lose his job? If he lose his job, he should choke other people. He should go on a choking spree.
And
I would like to see him choke.
You know what's funny about this?
What he should have choked himself, because that's going to be real good.
You know what's funny about this?
Kung Fu died from this.
Yeah, they can. You can.
He died. They found him. He had choked himself, and he bust, and
he couldn't get himself down.
Just like this.
Yo, you know what's funny about this? He said autoerotic asphyxiation. I thought that was something that's supposed to happen in the car.
I thought it was a different type of car oil. I literally thought it was a car oil or something.
You know, auto. I thought that's when you having sex in the back seat of the car. It's called auto. It runs.
Hey, and you got to be having sex with a mechanic because asphyxiation. He's fixing the car.
Yeah.
I literally thought you could be watching porno in the car. That's what he was talking about. I was like,
that's not hard, Frank. If you like, I have to pull some up.
No. I'm all set. All right, man. So I'm gonna keep the show rolling.
I'm all set.
I'm gonna keep the show rolling on. If you all want to join the conversation, you definitely can, because you all know how these guys get down. If you're brave enough, you see the link at the top there. I promise you, they might not crack on you. I promise you that. They might not. You know what I mean? They might not. You might not have something funny to say. But hey, the next thing up, man, believe it or not, Deshaun Watson has the issues now going on with the ladies because his attorney wants to move forward and try their best to get this thing settled, because if they don't, Deshaun Watson is going to be put on the commissioner exempt list. You know, supposed to report next week. It's a good thing if he gets put on a commissioner exempt list because he gets paid, he sits home. But it's bad because he don't do nothing for the year. He sits home, you know what I mean? He's not playing at all. But a decision's gonna have to be made in the next 7 to 10 days, because Houston Texans are reporting. So speaking of talking about women and all this issue and everything else, the Deshaun Watson case was similar to this, bro. What do you think about this, Talent? What's your thoughts on this?
Well, I think they'll get it done. Money always finds a way to get things done. He has money, good lawyer. I think he'll get it done. If Britney Spears could get a new lawyer, he'll get out of it.
Well said.
True. Fig, what's your thoughts?
You know, we haven't heard anything about this. It just like it went away and other stories took precedence, took first place in the news, and now it's coming back around because there's got to be some money that needs to be exchanged. And when there's money to be exchanged, that always takes precedence. So, these look, I don't even know what's going on with the case no more, man. First, these women came out and said, I didn't get my $40, and I think they want their $40 and they 15 minutes. So you give them $40, 15 minutes, then they go away and he can play football again.
Okay, Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts?
You know what, man? This Deshaun Watson is just a never-ending soap opera, and so they found a way to stop the bleeding because they haven't found a way to resolve the whole thing with him leaving there and where he's going to end up. So to kind of not have to fine him for not showing up at camp, they came up with this solution for the time being, but it's just a Band-Aid. So we're going to see some other stuff coming down the pipe real soon.
Yeah, I think that's the truth too. All right, since we bring it, open it up to Carlos, I got my man Quincy joining the conversation. Quincy, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? Can you hear us?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Quincy, can you hear us? How you doing, brother? We having a conversation right now about Deshaun Watson and the update. But what's your thoughts on? You got a question for the fellas, or you have a sports question, a sport thought? What's your thought?
I'm just logging in here. It was a minute for me to get in here.
Okay, so what about Deshaun Watson? The latest thing we're talking about is Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on Deshaun Watson right now with the update on Deshaun Watson? Because we just said we're talking about Deshaun Watson right now, the update. If the decision's not made on him right now, that Deshaun Watson is going to have to be put on the commissioner exempt list and won't play for the whole year. That's what we're talking about right now. What's your thoughts on that, Quincy?
That's crazy right there.
Yeah.
For the whole year?
Yeah.
For the whole year.
And he won't get paid, no nothing?
No, he get paid. He'll get paid. He just won't play. He won't play.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna sit on at the house and do some gardening work then.
Do some garden. Well, here's another thing. Here's another thing
I'm
too.
gonna do some
Quincy.
gardening work, but I think what's happening is, at the end of the day, they do want him to stay, and I think part of the reason is they don't want him to go anywhere. So all these things are coming out, and things are happening to him. But if he has to sit out and wait to court, but he still gets paid because it's all about the money.
Right.
Sit at home.
Right. Well, Quincy, let me throw this little caveat out there too. Make sure you're fully informed. Let me throw this out there too. The Philadelphia Eagles now have the most after the draft and everything else happened. Everything else now, the Philadelphia Eagles now have the most to offer. And he literally, if there's a trade to be made in the next 7 days, he can land on the Philadelphia Eagles. And you know they got Jalen Hurts. They don't have a pro right there. You know that's what's going on. So
well, this is the issue with Philly though, guys. Even if he does take the trade, he still has to sit though, right?
No, he can start. He can play.
So now, does these allegations heighten themselves, and does Philadelphia put themselves in a space where now he's going back and forth to court because really he left, now they super upset, and now we taking him to court, and now he's facing some serious shit if he do it that way.
And that's the question that everybody has to make right now when they get ready to pick him and put him on an NFL team. That's the question. Because if you take him, you're taking those chances. You're taking the chance of what happened can happen. You know what I mean? And that's the risk. But if you're the Jets, you're the Eagles, you're a couple of other mid-level teams, you take that chance. Right?
Yes, sir.
I would, as a business, that's an expensive chance to take.
Yeah, but if you suck, you take it. You know what I mean? As a man that does business, and I am officially I don't have a yarmulke on, but I can't take that chance. I can't take that chance because that money, I can't get it back. Quincy, you are one of those businessmen who keep everything to the vest. You know what I mean? You too tight, man. You're literally like the owner of the Patriots, bro. You gotta you need to go get a massage. Go get a massage.
Did you just call him the Black Robert Kraft?
Yeah, I did. Go get a massage. Because that's what Robert Kraft would do. He would take no chances. That's funny. Yeah, Quincy, that's funny. Quincy, go get a massage, man. But thank you for dialing in, man. We appreciate you.
Thanks for popping in, bro.
Thank you, Quincy. Hey, man, no problem, guys. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate you.
But you know, he got a point there, Frank.
Yeah,
he got a real point. Even if you're a sucky team, that's a hell of a chance to take because you don't know where this thing ends up. I think that's why I go back to what I originally said. He's going to figure a way. His legal team is going to figure a way to get some closure here so that he can move on. I don't see this dragging out too much longer.
I don't either. Fig, what's your thoughts on this, bro? Because do you see it moving on? Because listen, the Philadelphia Eagles can make a play right now. Somebody got to do something. You got 7 to 10 days to do something. What you think?
Yo, man, what I can't believe is that everybody let the fact that Frank said he could land on the Eagles. I'm like, really? Yo, man, the commissioner's exemption list is like what they give to police officers after they shoot somebody and they send them home on administrative duty. That means you go on a long vacation while we pay you. That's not the worst thing in the world. But look, if you're a sucky team, the worst thing in the world that could possibly happen to you is that you get Deshaun Watson on ice for 1 year until this thing goes away, and then your team and your whole entire organization gets to turn around and be a real contender.
All right, but Rodney Perry.
It's basically like the same thing that the Nets did with Kevin Durant, or you know how the Clippers did with Kawhi Leonard. You get a superstar that you don't have for at least 1 year, and that's it.
But Rodney Perry, I'm not going to agree with that analogy that Fig just said because it's basketball and football. There's eggs and oranges. Not that I don't understand what he's saying, because I do. But with basketball, there's a whole lot more moving parts. Rodney Perry, tell me what you think, bro. What's your thoughts on this, man? Because we all know that the Deshaun Watson situation's got to be settled right now. And if you suck as a team, you've got to take that chance. Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts?
First of all, I'd never heard eggs and oranges put together, but that was very impressive.
That's why I said
very impressive, Frank Holder. I'm really dumbfounded by that in itself. It's eggs and oranges. Oh my God. He really was pissed off about that statement.
Can you answer the question, Rodney Perry? Can we get to the question?
I don't know if I remember what it was. What is it?
All right, we got somebody else joining the call, man. Let me see if they want to join it. My man Harry Rashford. Harry, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? How's everything? Thank you for joining the show.
What's up, party people? What y'all talking about, man? Let me know what's going on.
The top of the conversation is the Houston Texans have got to make a decision with Deshaun Watson in the next 7 to 10 days, because the simple fact is, if they don't, the NFL is going to make a move by putting him on the NFL exemption list, and he won't play for a whole year. So something's got to happen before, and the NFL is pressing because they want something to happen to him, obviously, before training camp starts, which literally starts at 27. What's your thoughts on that?
If I'm Deshaun Watson, I want to sit out. I want to sit out that year. I want to go ahead and get my body back together. He's a smallish quarterback. He's very, he's talented, but he's been taking a beating. I mean, he's been sacked the most from that class of quarterbacks that started. So if I'm Deshaun, I want to sit out. If I'm these teams that don't have quarterbacks, you look at a Denver who could really use a Deshaun. I mean, you gotta almost kind of throw the kitchen sink at it, because Denver's a very good team and have a great defense. It's just missing that one component.
Yeah, but the problem is Houston wants the most to be able to get something for him, and the team that could offer him the most, like I said to Quincy, the team that right now can offer the most after the draft is the Philadelphia Eagles. That's where we're at. If I'm the Eagles, I take that chance, Harry. If I'm the Eagles, I take that chance.
I mean, any team that doesn't have a quarterback at this stage, it would be a great addition to have Watson there. But I don't like him at the Eagles.
What? Okay. All right.
Well, here's what
Why you saying that, Harry? Because the Eagles are a horrible organization.
Here's what we're missing. We keep saying, like Fig alluded to, he said, you take a chance. The worst that happened is you miss him for a year. Not necessarily, Fig, because we don't know, again, how criminality of this case thing may turn into, and it could easily go from 1 year to more. You know what I mean? Like the criminal version of this thing, we haven't seen it spin all the way out. So, like you said, as a minimum 1 year, with the whole league saying sit out, but we don't know how deep this thing goes.
Yeah, it really does. We got more people who want to join. Harry, thank you for joining in on the show, man. Thank you for jumping in on this topic, man. We greatly appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Harry.
Yo, T, I was just saying that based on the fact that it was just a civil trial so far. All
right, up next we got my man D-Lay. He jumped in. He wants to jump in on the show. First of all, it's comedian D-Lay. He's been on tour doing his thing. D-Lay, it's been a long time, bro. Thanks for joining the show. How you doing, brother? How's everything?
Frank, I'm glad you asked. I didn't think you would ask me. I'm doing pretty good, Frank.
Sha'Carri Richardson?
I'm doing pretty good. What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
We're doing all right. You jumping at the right time, because now we get ready to switch the conversation now, man, because we got to talk about the NBA game, man. We got to talk about the finals game last night. So you came in at the right time. I'm going to ask all the dudes, and then I'm going to go to you, D-Lay. But I'm going to start with Fig, because Fig, I cut him off when we were talking about earlier about the NBA game that happened last night. So I'm going to ask you, Fig, pick up on your thoughts from the Suns versus the Bucks. Tell me what your thought was about the game that happened last night, because a lot went on in that game last night, and I can't wait to hear what Talon got to say too.
Listen, the first thing I thought about is that people were talking about how Phoenix got robbed and all this stuff like that, and blah blah blah, and meanwhile, Devin Booker got 29 fouls. I'm like, it's like this. He got 5. And then after he got like 15 more, and the ref just decided not to call it. He was tackling people. At one point, he had Giannis in the headlock, and the referee didn't call nothing. I was like, yo, I didn't know whether I was watching basketball or the MMA. I was like, what happened here? I was like, this was a cool sport.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
All right. Talent, you know I'm gonna ask you this because you mentioned something a couple of days ago about the physicality of you said it. We talked about it. Talk to me now. Now they're playing like the New York Knicks basketball in the 90s. What you think?
Well, I think that's Milwaukee's game. You know, Milwaukee is a tough team. We watched that in the series before too, where they lay hands on you, man. They put elbows on you, arms, forearms, body, like they body up. I like the way he plays because that's how the game. This is the end, man. This is for all the marbles for the championship. I think you should be able to go all out. Yeah, there was a lot of fouls back and forth. What I did love is my man Middleton. I think he's a tough cookie, B. Son was exhausted in that last few minutes, and he still keep putting it out on the line, man. And he was the guy. They made sure he was the guy that even when they was trying to chip, it was like only 4 or 5 points in 30-something seconds. He was the one kept kicking the foul. Other than one time, Holiday took it. But I just love it, bro. I think this game is what I like.
He balled out. Rodney Prey, what's your thoughts?
I like the Bucks playing ugly, man, because they're ugly guys. And giving them an opportunity to really be themselves, man. And you know, when you're you know, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday got a peculiar look about him, and Rick Lopez, you kind of don't know what nationality he is, man. These guys are finally look at Bobby Portis. Goodness gracious, man! These guys, PJ Tucker is handsome and ugly at the same time. So these guys have found a way to play like they look, and that's
handsome and ugly, Rodney Perry. Handsome and ugly.
You got to be willing to play like you look, and these guys have figured it out, man. Right. So watch out.
All right, let me ask D-Lay. Talk to me, man. Tell me what you thought about the Suns, but please don't say nothing crazy like what he said.
Handsome. I'm gonna just piggyback off of what Rodney said, and I'm gonna get back to the money. Milwaukee Bucks absolutely has 3 of the ugliest all-time ugly NBA team players. All-time ugly, like all-time ugly. And PJ Tucker. Here's the deal. PJ Tucker remind me of that drunk uncle that showed up at the court. Hey, boy, give me the ball. You know what? D-up then. D-up. And he pushing you, hitting. What foul? What foul? Where? Who fouled? PJ Tucker, if you ask him, he ain't never fouled nobody. He ain't never fouled nobody. Now, let me put the game in perspective. You got two teams that are inconsistent. They're very inconsistent when it comes to play. You don't know who's going to show up. If Chris Middleton don't show up, it's a guaranteed loss for the Bucks. John is going to give you what he's going to give you. You know what you're getting out of him. Drew will beat your ass too. Drew will beat your ass. You think Drew won't beat your ass? He will beat your ass. Now, I'm disappointed in Chris Paul's play. If Chris Paul gets 20 and 10, series over. If they lose one more game, I don't care where they lose it. I feel like this. You can replay this back. Phoenix doesn't win another game because you're coming from, and let me tell you why. You're coming off a strong performance from the Ugly Boys. Ugly Boys came out and did their thing last night. So now they go back to Phoenix. The momentum swing. Let me tell you something about ugly people. They love wins. Ugly people, wins give you momentum. They give you momentum, and you don't ever want to give an ugly person a notch up because now they got their confidence up. You ugly and confident? Who could be the ugly, confident person? Nobody.
All right, let me just say this. Man.
Nobody.
I would say this about what you said about Chris Paul, man. Talent, Fig, Rodney, D-Lay. I said this too. I think Chris Paul is injured, bro. I think he's injured. I said
that same thing, Frank.
I think no. He was moving his hand. He was shuffling his hand. He was dribbling. He was losing the ball. I was like, something wrong with his right hand.
Wait a minute. Injured means you don't play. Hurt means is painful, but I'm playing through it. Injured means you can't get in the game. So he's not injured. He hurt.
No, he's injured because he's hurt. Let me finish. He's hurt and he's still trying to play because this is his first finals. He shouldn't be playing. I'm willing to bet that he wouldn't be playing. If it was a regular season game, I would bet anything he wouldn't be playing right now. But because it's the finals, it's his first finals. He's 30 years old.
Frank, it's Chris Paul. I mean, he's the strongest leader that they got. If they could cut his arm off, I'm still expecting him to be out there.
Yeah, me too.
Cut the whole damn arm off. Get your ass out there and want to Earl the GOAT. Earl the GOAT, man, and GOAT. If he could pull some shit off. You know, Earl was on drugs when he was whipping people's ass on the court.
Yes.
Like not like heavy drugs.
Yes.
Heavy.
That's why he was able to jump that high.
Well, I seen him go up one time, and the needle was hanging out right here at the knee. But all jokes aside, you're right, because here's the thing. His facts look right now. Devin gave you 40 points, and the rest of the starters collectively had 38.
Right. And that's the big issue. Like I was getting ready to say to you all, and I'm gonna let Rodney Perry chime in on this. Rodney, because you ain't saying much, but Rodney, what do you think? Do you think Chris Paul's injured, and you think Phoenix is gonna win another game? Because after last night and after Chris Paul looking like he's injured, man, I don't think they're gonna win another game either. I want them to win the whole thing, but I don't think they're gonna. Rodney, what's your thoughts?
Calm down, man. Y'all always want to jump to conclusions. One bad game. You guys were entitled to a bad game. They've been playing great for 3 weeks. They were entitled to a bad game, and they had it. They had a bad game. Booker came through, but the rest of the guys didn't. But, I mean, they not going to lay down, okay? They writing these scripts in the back room, and they're in a loss, okay? It's okay. Chris Paul, he been injured. He was injured during the Lakers series. I asked y'all the other day, I was like, what happened to the Chris Paul injury? Now here it goes again. Look, I don't think the dude was ever hurt. Ever. I think he faked all that arm in the first year.
D-Lay, you see what I got to go through?
Hey, Rodney, do this again.
Now here's the deal, Rodney. Now, Chris, you can't afford to have a bad game. It's the NBA Finals. You got to show up. It's your first one. Chris, you of all people, this is why I say he's injured. He's never been careless with the ball. Yeah. Ever.
Right.
No. For Chris to turn the ball over in critical moments of the game.
When did he get injured?
He got injured. Nobody know when he got injured, but he was rubbing his hand for a long time.
So nobody seen it. Y'all just making up injuries.
No, I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up.
No, you and D-Lay are making it up. Chris Paul got to be hurt. He ain't never turned the ball over. I can't never see him. I wish I hadn't seen it. He ain't got injured. He ain't fall. He didn't wake up on the wrong side.
Right.
There's no injury.
Right. Hey, see, we back to drunk Richard Sherman. Who's seen it? Who's seen me?
Who's seen me?
I wasn't in the car. Who's seen it?
What a proof. Since you're in the show, right, I want to ask you one question. I'm going to ask all the guys.
Hold on.
I'm going to ask you this question, man. I'm going to start this kid, right? And then I'm going to go to all the guys. D-Lay, I'm going to start with you because the latest, we've been talking about Ben Simmons the last couple of days, right? He's the hot topic right now, obviously, because Philly's going to trade him. They're going to get rid of him somewhere and everything else. Last night, I was reading the NBA boards, and now they saying, okay, he can possibly land at Portland Trailblazers. Have no idea who they're going to trade him for and nothing like that. But would you like to see Ben Simmons at the Portland Trailblazers? Now, you know they're going to lose somebody, but would you like to see him in a Portland Trailblazers uniform?
Until he develops a jumper, I don't care where he goes. He's not going to add to any team until he becomes a complete player. Ben Simmons has been like, I don't know what he's doing in the offseason, but like, I'm sure he's working on his game, but I don't know who is he need to get the lethal shooter to get in his camp because his shot is altering everything for the team that he's playing on. If you got Ben Simmons with a steady shot, that changes everything on the defensive end. We on the defensive end, teams are lagging back. They giving him so much space. They know he's not going to shoot. I seen a player just walk over to the bench and check himself out the game when he was guarding Ben. That's big. Let him roll. You gotta listen. And it's not about pieces around Ben Simmons. It's not about pieces. He has to develop that shot. And it ain't nothing to talk. And he got to get out of Philly. before they kill him.
You definitely gotta get out of Philly. There's no doubt about it. Talent, what you think? Would you like to see Ben Simmons land on Portland Trail Blazers? What's your thoughts on that?
First of all, thank you, D-Lay, for echoing what I've been saying. No matter where the hell he go, he got until he developed. And to answer your question, he does work out in the offseason. His checkers game is crazy. Somebody who was listening to a tournament with him in it said all they kept hearing was "King me, King me, King me." So his offseason, that game crazy. Now if he could develop that on the court.
Fig, what's your thoughts on this? Been Portland Trail Blazers be a destination for him?
Hey man, listen, I know Portland is really good, but as far as basketball organization, it's like purgatory. You sending him to Portland is like punishment because they are not even going to be relevant. Because the only way you give up a Ben Simmons, you got to give up CJ or Dame. Nobody else is. They're not accepting nobody else for Ben Simmons. You got to give up a major piece. And let me tell you something. Whichever one of those guys go and Ben Simmons show up, the other guy's going to be pissed off at the fact that you let this guy go for Ben Simmons, and then they're going to want to – and guess what's going to happen? That whole team is going to blow up because ain't nobody want Ben Simmons for C.J. McCollum or Dame Dollar.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, too. But Rodney Perry, here's the thing that Philadelphia doesn't realize yet. They're not going to get what they're asking for Ben Simmons. They're just not going to get it. They want the star. They want the stars and the moon and all that stuff. They want a high profile. They're not going to get it. Nobody's going to give up a number one player for a player who's supposed to be number one who can't shoot. I just don't see it happening. What's your thoughts, Rodney Perry?
Thank you for asking. I was just on the boards myself. It looks like Portland has come out with a response to that comment that we had, and they said they would rather have Benji the dog than Ben Simmons. And so that's hot off the press. They just came out with now. They say they'd rather have Benji or Ben Wallace, who is retired.
Wow, that's insane.
And you know where Ben Simmons could go and be like really good? Golden State. And Golden State got that big boy, that big rookie, and they got a couple of other players in the draft pick or something like that. That dude would work perfect because in Golden State, we don't need you to shoot. We had Draymond Green, and Draymond Green couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and nobody cared.
Draymond Green hit
All Draymond Green had to do was distribute the ball, and that's what Ben Simmons is good at. Getting into the paint and distributing the ball to shooters. Ben Simmons would work perfect in Golden State.
Here's my pushback for that, Fig. Who you going to give up? Who the hell are you giving up?
They got the big center Weiss, the dude that just came off the rookie contract, and they got a couple of other little shooters out there and stuff like that they could give up for Ben Simmons.
You're talking about it was the Wiseman, the kid, the big kid.
Yeah.
First of all, he's injury prone. Right, he's injury prone. Number one. Now, I like him. I liked him when Anthony Hardaway had it. I like him, but Golden State has plans for him. They're not getting rid of him.
No.
Oh, they trying to get off him now.
I don't think that because of the injury. Again, because of the injury thing. But pending him a healthy athlete, they're not giving him up.
Nah, I don't see that.
Because they don't have any bigs.
I think, Fig, you're making this team way too light skinned. All right?
Yeah.
Draymond gonna be the only dark skinned dude on the team.
Yeah.
If you make this trade, this is not good for the culture.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't say you were Draymond for him.
But Talent, you didn't throw a light skin flag on the play, so I guess we all right.
You're lucky I can't find that damn flag.
D-Lay, thank you for joining the show, man, and giving us your
D-Lay, thank you, brothers. Talent, Fig,
tell everybody how they can follow you, bro. Tell everybody how they can follow you.
Yes, all of my social media handles are the same. It's D-Lay, ITSDLAI. I got a new book out. You can get that autographed copy. Yeah, it ain't one of them little thin ass pamphlets that you can see. It's a book. It's one of my. It got chapters in it. You know what I mean? I got chapters in my shit. There's, I've seen some books with no chapters. None. No chapter. None.
Those ain't
So,
books. D-Lay, that ain't a book. That's a story.
It's a pamphlet.
Catholic. That's a pamphlet.
Yo, why y'all cracking up my book? I just want to know. Why y'all cracking
Hilarious. D-Lay got all that wisdom because he in the house burning sage and
I
everything.
just want y'all to know.
We ain't turning no shade.
Y'all's cracking up my book. There's nothing in it. It's called paragraphs. None of you Negroes went to school.
It's a paragraph.
Paragraph.
Okay.
It's a paragraph. That's what happens.
You don't even have a table of contents. You got a picture of a table.
That's what happens. That's what happens. D-Lay, thank you for joining the show, brother. We're gonna keep this rolling on, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you, brothers. Thank y'all, man.
That's my dude right there. Love it.
All right, y'all, we're gonna join the show. Actually, we're gonna join the show tomorrow because the show's over, man. It's over. Can you believe that? It's over just like that. So
wow.
we were supposed to have Chris Broussard on today. He rescheduled. Talent, talk to me about that.
Yeah, he rescheduled last minute. He had to do another taping, so he's going to be with us this coming Monday. So coming out of the weekend, you don't want to miss the box seats with Chris Broussard on here. We're going to be talking. I told him we're going to cut up.
All right, but Talent, I'm going to ask you this. Are you sure there's no game on Sunday night? Because if there's a game on Sunday night, we might not see him.
No,
it's Saturday.
He got his own show in the morning. He got to get up anyway.
Oh, okay. All right.
He gotta get up.
No, I'm saying if it's a game because he got to report about the game the next morning. So the chances of him being on our show because he's still reporting, you know what I mean?
He assured me his apologies to the team. He said, I guarantee I'll be there Monday.
Yeah, that's all I want to hear. Talent, 30 days left? I mean, how many
Not
days?
even 30, brother. 2 weeks left to be a part of the 30th anniversary. Email me, talent at It's Just Comedy. We're going to Atlantic City, baby, for the entire weekend of comedy parties, all white party, all black party, live performances by Mr. Cheeks, Roxanne Shante. Ed Lover is performing. If you've never seen my cousin Ed Lover do comedy, it's going to be a sight to see.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that. Fig, talk to me.
Yo, it's your boy Fig. I'm gonna be on that show, so I can't wait, man. It's your boy Fig. Follow me on all social media platforms and Comedian Fig and Boxies Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. This is the best, damn funniest sports show on TV. Ask your mama.
Uh-oh. Joe, I didn't know what you was doing at Talent. I wanted to call the paramedics.
This is the new stroke.
Oh, okay.
But you come back out of it.
Oh, okay. Rodney Perry, talk to me.
Yo, RodneyPerry.com is the website. Rodney Perry Live on all social media. Brand new website coming up. It should be up in a couple of days. I'm excited about the new website, so it's coming down.
All right. What's going on? Are you still doing your live show every day? You still doing that?
I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it this week because I got my anniversary today, my 25-year anniversary.
Oh, congratulations. What is it, 25 years, Rodney?
Yep.
Damn.
Congratulations.
Is the anniversary
Last time
today?
we've been on a banana peel, so we lucky. We came down to this part on fumes.
Congratulations, bro. That's what
Congratulations,
all right,
man.
y'all.
Bonus in
Y'all
2
been
days.
watching the show. Thank you all for watching the show. The show's called Box Seats. The channel's called Humor Mill. We'll see y'all tomorrow, Friday, getting ready to jump into the weekend too. Coming up on Monday, Chris Broussard. Y'all not going to want to miss that either. The name of the channel is Humor Mill. We'll see you all soon. Peace.